Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's the Monday after NFL Week 10, and we're going to jump right in with NFL Week 11, covering the Thursday night game, Buffalo-Miami, as we do every Monday with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, Joe. How'd you do? You went 3-3 in our videos in the NFL last week. Again, you take all the games I ask you to take, not your best bets of the week by any stretch of the imagination. How'd you do at your site last week? And give everyone a little bit of a plug for OffshoreInsiders.com. Tell them how you've done all year long in football this year.
Yeah, no, Peter, as I told my clients, over the years we've had a lot more peaks than valleys. We're in a temporary valley right now, but this is really the time to hop on seriously because we've come out of slumps with a vengeance, and we're going to come out. By the time you see this, we'll be out of the slump. Jump on board now, offshoreinsiders.com, but still been a great long term over any period.
All right, sounds good, Joe. Well, this Thursday night game, not sure if this is one of the games you're likely to include in your peak this upcoming week. You know, Miami's a 5-point home favorite. The total's 42 or 42.5. And, both these teams are coming off of similar games, right? They're both coming off of losses, but just, close losses. And, they're also both winning in their last games. And Miami, we know that the stats are there for them, right? The Sharps are supposedly on Miami last week against Detroit, and the stats are the reason why. They're now 3-2 against the spread since their bye, but the 2 losses were very close. The 3 wins were by a lot more. So clearly Miami, should be the favorite here. It's a big favorite. They should have the edge. Is 5 points maybe a little bit too much? Not exactly sure. And we know that both these teams have been trending under, right? Miami's gone under in 4 in a row. Buffalo's 2-7 over/under on the year. So maybe I'd also think about a shot with the under. But the question is 42.5, a little bit too low. I'm still not sure about this. Maybe the lines are both dead on. What's your take on this game, Joe?
No, again, this is one of those cases where I pretty much do agree with everything that you said. But this is a case really where the road team has done pretty well in both of these teams' games. The road team is 7-2 against the spread, 6-3 straight up in Buffalo's games, and 5-4 each in Miami's games. And one of the things I do, especially when you're talking about Miami, I like to look at the weather forecast. Dan Marino, a guy who should know something about playing in cold weather and hot weather. He played his entire high school and college career in Pittsburgh, played his entire pro career in Miami. And I heard him say, maybe now 15 years ago, that he felt it was much tougher for a cold weather team to go to a hot weather city than vice versa. And I've been tracking that, and for the most part, that's true. But it looks like the early weather forecast said that that's not going to be that much of a factor. Might be in the lower 80s, and I know that polar vortex might be hitting, although they say South Florida should be immune from it. So I don't think that's going to be a major factor. But really, the big difference here is, in the case of Miami, no surprise that Ryan Tannehill's been extremely inconsistent. We kind of expected that out of him. But Buffalo, Kyle Orton, we knew he was a rock-steady quarterback. Nothing all that great, nothing special, but he's a whole lot better than E.J. Manuel, so they've been pretty good with him. He's got a rating of 98.4, 10 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions. So mostly because of Kyle Orton, where anything, as I said, is better than Manuel, and they have a very good defense now. Their defense isn't always being put in a position where they have to win games with them. Buffalo, I think, is a teeny bit better than their stats, and with the fact that both teams have been pretty good on the road, I'm going to take the points here.
All right, Joe. Well, if this game does wind up to be, close and low scoring, as I think most people would expect to be, then that 5 points is going to be a pretty big cushion to have. All right, Joe Duffy, liking Buffalo +5 on the Monday night game. Thanks, Joe.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.